Welcome! This video explores the different clinical pathways for medical device registration in China. Class 1 medical devices do not need to undergo clinical trial. A simplified clinical evaluation suffices. For Class 2 and 3 medical devices, on the other hand, a clinical evaluation report is one of the cornerstones of the NMPA registration. Whether a clinical trial in China is required for the clinical evaluation report can be determined by various exclusion criteria. The NMPA has published several batches of the so-called clinical trial exemption list of Class 2 and 3 medical devices and IVDs that do not require clinical trials in China when registering. The number in this catalog are fast changing. There are roughly 1,000 for Class 2 medical devices and about 200 for Class 3 medical devices that are exempted from clinical trial in China. About 400 of them are IVDs. Otherwise, since January 2018, clinical data collected in clinical studies outside of China may also be used for the preparation of a clinical evaluation report if it complies with the Chinese regulations. Such clinical trials have to be accepted by an ethics committee, have to be in accordance with good clinical practices, and the data has to be complete, traceable, and scientific. If such data is not available or insufficient, it is still possible to avoid a clinical trial through a third option, by locating a China-approved predicate device and to use this predicate device's data. Obtaining this in a legal manner can pose a challenge in some cases. A predicate device is a medical device with the same common name, the same configurations, product scope, and functions. In the past, a clinical trial was unavoidable if these three approaches were fruitless. Currently, another alternative to a clinical trial in China is emerging. In December 2019, the NMPA released a draft for the use of so-called real-world data in clinical evaluation of medical devices. Real-world data refers to the observational data as opposed to data that was gathered in an experimental setting. Possible sources include, for instance, patient-gathered data or data derived from electronic health records. The first imported medical device was registered with help of real-world data in March 2020. These changes should be positive for Western medical device manufacturers, reducing the need for local clinical trials in China and lowering, therefore, the market entry cost and cutting the time needed to achieve registration. Should you be interested in our service of a clinical evaluation report feasibility study to find the right clinical pathway for your company and your product, then please contact us.